first, I was very impressed with the exceptional care that was being provided to the veterans. Every member of the hospice team was truly devoted, caring, and capable, and most of the veterans that I encountered seemed very content with the quality of care that they were receiving. And I felt very honored to be a part of the team. After months, however, I began to realize that I was just looking at the tip of the iceberg. It was when I first visited the Facebook page of the VA, where lots of veterans came and complained about the manner in which they were being treated by the country they served. These people were not receiving the basic health care and benefits that they deserve. And they would end up doing battle with the very agency that's supposed to protect them and take care of them, the Department of Veterans Affairs. The gaps in the social safety net and America's broken healthcare system leave thousands of veterans out in the cold. The lack of adequate health care for the U.S. veterans is a serious problem that our society must shoulder together in the years to come. I propose that we create a student-led organization that helps educate the veterans of the medical benefits that they are entitled to. I also suggest that we implement a policy that requires the Department of Veterans Affairs to cover a portion of the cost of health care if the veteran can prove that he or she had to wait in line for more than a certain number of days. To support this proposal, I will demonstrate that U.S. veterans are experiencing great difficulties trying to sign up for healthcare services and other benefits. I will explain my proposed plan of installing this policy. I'll also show that my plan would work to reduce the problem and that the benefits of this policy would outweigh its low costs. Not all veterans have government-sponsored health benefits, and sometimes those who do don't know they're eligible for them. The Veterans Health Administration provides healthcare services to millions of veterans, but it also leaves many out of the system. There are an estimated 1.3 million veterans who don't have any health insurance whatsoever, according to a 2012 report by the Urban Institute. This number grows by almost another million when accounting for their family members. Under Obamacare's Medicaid expansion, nearly half of these uninsured veterans would gain basic health benefits, since 48% of them are now they now qualify for Medicaid under the new law. But even government-sponsored health care is of little use if the vets don't know that such benefits exist. The VA doesn't notify local service agencies when veterans return home from their duty, leaving them uninformed about the care they're entitled to. Even bigger problem, in my opinion, is that many veterans are waiting far too long until they get their medical treatment, as medical and disability claims often take over a year to process. According to a recent CNN report, at least 19 veterans have died last year because of delays in simple medical screenings like colonoscopies or endoscopies in Augusta, Georgia, and Columbia, South Carolina. As many as 7,000 veterans were on a backlog list in those two cities. Another report by CNN shows a veteran who had to wait 9 months for a colonoscopy, a significant delay according to a VA report that would have impacted the stage at which he was diagnosed. The record indicates that by the time this veteran had surgery, his cancer was at stage 3. So my first proposal is for us to create a student-led organization that helps educate the veterans of the health benefits that they're entitled to. I took a hint from the success of Health Lease, a student-led organization that mobilizes undergraduate volunteers to connect the low-income patients with the basic resources that they need to be healthy. As Health Lease has shown us, motivated college students can be a superb workforce when they're adequately trained. In our case, student volunteers can not only educate the veterans of the benefits that they're eligible for, but they can also help them fill out claims or or get enrolled in the veterans healthcare system. I think this organization will be more successful if they work in conjunction with local VA offices, which can hold training sessions for volunteers. My second proposal is to implement a policy that requires the Department of Veterans Affairs to cover a portion of the cost of medical care if the veteran can prove that his treatment has been delayed for more than a certain number of days. I think this is a good way to incentivize the government agency to process medical claims in a more timely fashion. This could be another area in which our student volunteers can take part. They might be able to work with volunteer attorneys to provide legal services for veterans, such as filing a claim for compensation. According to the Journal News, U.S. Senator Charles Schumer of New York has recently argued that tens of thousands of veterans are not taking advantage of all the services and benefits that they're entitled to. Raising awareness of these benefits among the veterans would be a crucial first step because there are actually many benefits available that go unknown. Examples of less known benefits include tax abatements for veterans who own property and free admission to local state parks. But Senator Schumer states these signs of gratitude are useless if veterans don't know what's available to them. If student-led organizations can work with the VA to help advertise these benefits among veterans, it would improve the utilization of benefits that are being provided by the VA. Second, my proposal to require the VA to compensate for treatment expenses incurred at other hospitals would not only allow veterans to get immediate care that they need, but also help incentivize the VA to process medical claims more quickly. I believe that there is a deep-rooted culture of complacency among some government agencies, the VA being one of them. Giving them a fresh motivation like this would propel them to meet the needs of sick and disabled veterans, which I think is more important than keeping the bureaucrats comfy in their seats. I argue that the benefits of my proposed plans would significantly outweigh their relatively low costs. Creating and maintaining student-led organizations can be done at a very low cost. You would need to hire just a few people, administrative people, to keep them running while students come and go. Schools will provide a good amount of funding as well. My second proposal might require more federal money going into the VA, but in the long run, if the veterans are treated immediately and are able to return to the workforce, it will benefit our country as a whole. As most of us would now agree, it is outrageous and completely unacceptable for veterans to die on home soil because of dysfunctional healthcare system. Tonight, I've tried to make you aware of this huge problem in our society. I've proposed two plans that would help veterans claim their health and other benefits more promptly. Creating student-led organizations that work with the VA to raise awareness of less known benefits among veterans would be highly cost-effective, as it makes use of very cheap labor force, like you guys, and would improve the utilization of what's already there. I'm confident that this model will succeed based on the previous success of HealthLead's initiative. Requiring the VA to cover treatment expenses occurred at other hospitals might be costly at first, but it would motivate the VA workers to process the claims faster and expand the treatment options for veterans who need a prompt care. In addition, if more veterans receive immediate health care, more of them will be able to return to the workforce and contribute to the economy. I hope we all recognize by now that it is our duty to protect those who protected us. Lastly, I'd like to leave you with a quote from George Washington. The willingness with which our young people are likely to serve shall be directly proportional to how they perceive veterans who are treated and appreciated by their own nation.